Hi everybody, Rachel here from North Brisbane Psychologists. Again, another video from me in the car. It's my Tuesday thing some weeks. Last video I made was a little bit about defensiveness and how to calm and soothe your own defenses before you react to the other person. Often this is our partner who we get defensive with, and we bite back, counter-attack, counter-criticize, blame, judge, and sometimes withdraw from completely in order to defend ourselves. I had quite a few comments on that video, and I wanted to extrapolate and expand on some ideas in that video, mainly around responsibility. Because once we've calmed ourselves, taken time out to soothe our defensiveness, which I talked about in the first video, then we're more able to think clearly, and we need to know how to think differently once we're out of the real heat of defensiveness, once we're out of the fires of it and into the more calm state of mind. Then how do we think differently so that we can move forward? So there's a big piece here about responsibility, because at the heart of defensiveness is a denial of responsibility. This is so important, because when we deny responsibility, and I mean we don't take responsibility for our part in it. So the opposite is acceptance of our responsibility. So we might say something like, I see my part in this, or I can acknowledge how I contributed to this problem. I see how I made the situation worse, either through what I did or what I didn't do. My inaction sometimes makes things worse or contributes to problems. So every time we're getting defensive, I think this is always true, we're not taking responsibility for our part in it. See, this is the difference between anger and defensiveness. I can be angry about people starting fires that destroy rainforests. It's different to defensiveness, which is where I'm justifying, explaining, blaming, and pointing the finger back in the other direction. I'm always denying my responsibility. I'm not seeing that I've done something to contribute to the problem. Now here's what happens. I see this with couples all the time, is people either take too much responsibility or not enough or not at all. And either way we get into trouble. So if I'm not taking enough responsibility and I'm blaming it all on the other person and focused on them and judging them and criticizing them and explaining to everybody who'll listen to me what they've done wrong, then I'm going to feel like a victim. I'm going to feel like a victim who has no power, and I'm going to get even more angry and more defensive and into self-pity and feeling helpless, hopeless, and very sorry for myself. The other situation is sometimes people blame themselves completely. It's all my fault. I'm a terrible husband. I'm a terrible wife. If only I was thinner, smarter, richer, this, that, the other, and they blame themselves. Sometimes we get into that mode as well. And then you also feel like a victim, because you feel like it's not fair. Either way, it's unbalanced, and we can easily end up in self-pity and victim mode. So the secret here is to find the boundary. This is one of the boundaries that we often struggle with as humans, is finding the boundary where I'm clear what I'm responsible for and I'm clear what I'm not responsible for. And I posted a little meme yesterday, the circle of control for children. You can go back through our newsfeed and find it. It's colorful and you'll find it easily. And it's a good one for kids, but it's also a good one for adults. What is in my control and what is not? It's similar to what is my responsibility and what is not. So always, it's my responsibility, what I do, what I say, how I act and react, my thoughts, my feelings, and my needs, my expressing my needs. All of this is my responsibility, because no one else can do that for me. Only I can do that for me. I guess I could ask someone to advocate for me, but as an adult, I really need to be the one advocating for myself. I can't hold myself responsible for other people's feelings and needs and thoughts and actions. That's impossible. But very often I notice the tendency for all human beings, myself included, is to slip into a denial of responsibility. We easily slip into blaming somebody else for the fact that actually we haven't done the thing we wish we would have done. We haven't expressed our needs. We haven't spoken about our feelings. We haven't managed our own thoughts, and they've gotten out of control, and we've reacted from a place of negativity or blame or judgment. So even though it's very humbling to take responsibility for our part in a problem, and it doesn't feel good sometimes. It feels like swallowing the frog. Ultimately, it's very empowering to say, I know I played a part in this. I can see what that is, or if I can't see what that is, let's talk about what you think that is, because I'm willing to take responsibility for my part in it. I'll leave it there, I think. The school line started to move. Any questions or comments below underneath here would be greatly appreciated. All right, until next time, bye for now.